it's really an inner exploration of yourself, and you're doing it in front of a bunch of strangers, and you're getting that validation through the connection of each joke or each thing you say. And it can be very therapeutic and very like, if you use it in that way, for sure. And so yeah, this whole, I think it was almost like, it'd be like if I was going to therapy for 8 years doing stand up, and then this year was like that act was ripped away from me. And I think that it was just a battle. But yeah, comics definitely, um we need that. We need that stage time. It's constant validation. We're all a little narcissistic. We need to be told that we're validated through our jokes. So
Oh yeah.
it's unhealthy. But and then and so and I do it sober too. That's why I always like, some people are like, I gotta drink before, I gotta do drugs before, or something like, not hardcore drugs, but some people do, but like weed and coke sometimes or something like that. Like I'm always like, I always told people when I was first on, I was like, you gotta crush sober, because if you can't crush sober and you have to be drunk every time to crush, then you're just gonna be an alcoholic in 10 years, and you'll be very funny, but you'll have to be drunk every night at 8 just to be funny. So that was always one thing I was aware of too.
It always carries that risk of, having those weird shows where you start calling people the wrong words or just falling off the stage and stuff like that. You don't be out there turning into a Kramer just because you got too drunk at 8 o'clock.
Say shout out to Kramer, dude. I still stand with Seinfeld as a show, but I don't know if I'd see him live. Um, yeah, yeah, for sure. You definitely don't want to risk that, for sure.
Yeah. So, just really, how else has COVID really kind of impacted you? Maybe outside of the comedy scene, just like living in LA. Obviously, we just talked about it a minute ago. Like Florida's wild, wild west. We're out here, wide
Crazy.
open. So, how is like just kind of being in isolation, being kind of pin up a little bit? Has that helped you with like maybe your creative process, thinking of some new jokes, or how have you used that time to benefit?
It's kind of weird because I definitely tap into my creative process is usually through experiences, and there haven't been, this experience as a whole is not very funny, really. It's like there's not that many jokes about it. Like, so I know a bunch of my peers in comedy, they're like, some of them will say stuff like, man, all right, we're about to get back to doing comedy. If you don't have new jokes, then I'm watching you and I'm judging you, and it's like, what have you been doing? And it's like, what the fuck have any of us been doing? We're just trying to survive a global pandemic. Like, what do you mean? Every night I wasn't like writing a killer joke. I was fucking happy to be alive, and that my mother, who's in her 70s, is still able to FaceTime me.